Hey guys, what's going on and welcome back to a brand new video, and today we are going to be rebuilding Leicester City, and the challenge of this video is to be rebuilding Leicester until they are able to win the Premier League again. So going to be quite a tough challenge, but I'm up for it. I'm feeling like we can do it. If you guys do enjoy the rebuilds on this channel, be sure to leave a like on this video and do subscribe below. So, as I previously mentioned, we are going to be rebuilding Leicester City today until they do win the Premier League. Now, the Watford rebuild is still going on, so don't worry. This one is going to be all in one video because this one I compare how they do in terms of, audience reaction and stuff like that. But this video, we are simply going to try, we're going to try and take Leicester City in their current state right now, which they're not doing the best, and convert them back into Premier League champions. I don't know how many seasons it's going to take. I'm probably thinking around 5 to 6, but we'll see. We might get it done before. But as you can see here, we are actually only predicted to finish about 12th. So if we can do anything above that in the first season, I'd like to be finishing definitely inside the top 10. I don't know how much money we've got to spend, so that is always going to be quite an interesting conversation. But let's get into this and start this rebuild. So we're going to look at the squad that we have then, and obviously Leicester City do have some really good players. And the first couple of players I want to talk about, or three players, obviously Jamie Vardy, a great striker, but he is 35, so looking to get one season out of him, then probably going to let him go. You then have James Maddison, a player which I'm going to do everything I can to try and keep him at this club. In fact, that's my main aim. I'm going to try and offer everyone a contract. Anyone that doesn't want it can simply leave. Simple as that. Yuri Tillemans, again, a player that I really want to keep at the club. Might be easier said than done, but if I can, I definitely want to keep him. Some key players I really want to develop are obviously Dewsbury Hall. You've got the likes also of, where is he, like James Justin, even Harvey Barnes, what's the left back, Luke Thomas. Fantastic, some really good players in here. We've also got to sort out the striker situation, because I do like Daka, I do like Iheanacho, but as you can see by the thumbnail, I've got a signing in mind that I really want to try and make happen. So if I can make that happen, that is going to be the priority there. Again, in terms of defence, I'm possibly looking to bring in a slightly younger centre-back. Obviously, they did lose Wesley Fofana. The centre-backs they do have are good, but they are aging as well. So you've got Johnny Evans at 34. You have got Vestergaard at 29, which isn't too old for a centre-half, but he's not really going to improve, and he's only a 2.5-star ability as it stands. So for me, there definitely are some areas we've got to improve on, especially the goalkeeper as well. Can I afford a goalkeeper in the first season if I can get this striker in? No. So we're going to see what we can do with the budget we've been given, and hopefully we get a fair sum. Well, I've looked into it, guys, and unfortunately, we've not got a lot of money. As you can see, a £10 million budget. So what we're going to try and do here is work miracles, and that is by trying to bring in the player who I'm going to leave as a surprise, but if you've seen the thumbnail, then you'll know who I'm on about. That is going to be the first target, and let's see if we can get him. And this is the man. If you guys haven't already clocked, that is going to be Moukoko. He's the one player I've not really had a chance to use this Football Manager personally, and I wanted to get him into the first rebuild, or full rebuild that we're doing on this channel, and I feel like we can get him. Obviously, he is going to cost quite a bit of money, but if we can do it in installments or add-ons, as you like to say, then it's definitely achievable. It is a lot of money, but 40 million to 50 million is definitely achievable, even just with a £10 million budget. This guy is honestly outstanding. The ability, the potential is absolutely outrageous. He's only 17 years of age. He's already got 16 finishing, 15 pace, and 16 acceleration. So for me, it's a must that we get this player. And that is exactly what we've done. Now, he doesn't join us for a little while, but we got him for 58 million. A lot of that was in add-ons, as I would like to say quickly, but we have managed to land this man. And the reason why I wanted to get him in is because obviously Jamie Vardy's going. I don't plan on keeping Daka and Iheanacho. I'm keeping one of them. So you'll see later on in the video who I did decide to offload out of them two. And for me, Moukoko is just one of them players which is a comfortable sign-in for a rebuild, because you need to sign him once. He's 17 years of age. He's going to be at the club for absolutely years, and he's absolutely outstanding. And this is going to be the team going into the first season. Now, I have sort of just put together a little quick tactic just to see the best positions for the players, and this is what we've got. So we've got Ward, Castagna, Sayuncu, Evans, Justin, and Ndidi, Dewsbury Hall, Tielemans, Barnes, Maddison, and Vardy. You're wondering, where's Moukoko? Well, filtered by the best 11, he's not even in the starting 11, so obviously he has still got to grow, he's got to get used to this league, etc, etc, and based off the ability, Jamie Vardy does go in, but I will make sure he does get game time, because obviously the whole point of signing Moukoko is to develop him. And this is going to be the first season done, guys. And to be honest, it wasn't actually a bad season. We finished inside the top 10, which I said I wanted to do. We managed to finish 8th, We also managed to win the Carabao Cup against Tottenham, so a little bit of silverware in the first season, scoring 61 goals and conceding 48, so not the most flattering stats there, but again, that could be a mixture of the tactic, it could be a mixture of the players. Obviously, we have still got to strengthen this team a lot. Jamie Vardy with being the top goal scorer, and Yuri Tillemans and James Maddison coming in with 7 assists each. Now, we have been given a fantastic £64 million budget to go into the second season. So that is something which I'm absolutely thrilled with. Got a fat wage budget as well. So I'm sure we can work miracles going into the second transfer window. But before we do go into that, let's have a quick look at some of the players' stats. Now, Jamie Vardy, 27 goals inside of 37 games. You've got that is a loan. You've got Harvey Barnes contributing with 10, 7 out of Tielemans, Daka coming in with 7, James Maddison coming in with 6. Now, Moukoko isn't going to be on here because obviously, or he is on here, but the stats are going to be quite poor because he didn't join till later on, and also, obviously, he's not even in the starting 11 just yet. In terms of assists, it's fairly low, to be honest. The one thing I'm going to critique so far of this team, probably because of the tactic as well, maybe, is there isn't enough goals going in for my liking. With this Leicester team, I want to be attacking. I want to be out there. I want to really attack teams at the throat. And for me, a little bit of that is possibly because this tactic, especially the wide players, are on support roles. So I'm going to look to change that to attacking, be a little bit more deadly, and really hit teams for 10. But this is going to be the transfer window, guys. This is the bit I love. Now, obviously, you're going to see Moukoko on here last time. We didn't see this screen before for £58 million. We also bring in Dominik Livkovic from Dynamo, who honestly is a go-to signing of mine. If you're after a budget keeper around the 3-star ability, sign him. Trust me. £12 million. We then go to Salzburg and pick up Nicholas Seewald, a player I really want Leipzig to get in real life, for £17 million. We then go to Leipzig and poach Simakan for £35 million, purely to replace the likes of Johnny Evans, who went to Nice for £2.5 million because of his old age. Now, the first player, this guy again, 4-star ability even, I was wrong. This guy's an absolute steal, worth double what we paid for him, and you are getting a fantastic keeper. Fantastic at one-on-ones, amazing reflexes, and for that price tag, trust me, you can't complain. You go over to what is going to be Seawell. Now, this guy, again, is a player who I decided to get because he can play several positions in the midfield in one of the deeper roles, and that is something which I would like a little bit stronger depth in. So that is why I turned to him. He's got great stamina, good fitness, decent tackling. He's one of them players which has got nothing apart from the fitness and stamina. Everything's fairly mid-level, but he's got it in everything. So he's a real good player to have as an option. We then go over to Simakan, and this guy, I'm pretty sure everyone's heard of him. A fantastic prospect from Leipzig, quick, great tackling as well, good determination, and obviously only 23 years of age. And for that price tag, again, probably one of the best on the market you're going to be looking to get. Then, a little surprise for you guys, because I didn't show you, this guy did cost me 18 million. That is going to be a wrench. Now, I got this guy purely because, obviously, again, very well-known player, 20 years of age, and I got him mainly because he can cover 2 positions at the back and also can play in the midfield. So he's going to cover 3 positions, and he's going to be very useful to have. And for that price tag, I thought, why not? Again, very similar to the player I discussed previously. All of his attributes are fairly well-rounded. Nothing that jumps out at you, you know, like Moukoko's 16 finishing. This guy has got great determination. Saying that, this guy, again, is an option to have, and that's all we need at the moment, is good options. He's young, he can grow, and definitely will get game time. So, we've tweaked the tactic just a little bit. We've changed the wingers so they're both attacking, and we've also made sure that Moukoko does hopefully get some games in him. And the team is now going to be Livakovic, Castagna, Simakan, Sayuncu, Justin, Tielemans, Dewsbury Hall, and Ndidi, Maddison, Barnes, and Moukoko. Now, that team already fills me with a lot more confidence than what I did have before, and that is purely because we've got a stronger defence, we've got a better goalkeeper. Obviously, we've added to it, obviously, Moukoko actually is going to be starting in the team now, and I do genuinely think this is going to be a lot more of an improved side. Now, we've also strengthened up the bench, obviously. We're bringing in the players such as Wrench, for example, and the thing with this is, that is also important. Just because they don't get into the first team necessarily, having them on the bench, they will get game time because there's so many injuries and loads of games to play that do happen inside of FM. So it is always good to have options, even if they do start on the bench. And this is going to be the second season simulated. Now, I am happy with it because we have improved. We finished 6th place with 64 points. We also managed to win Europa Conference League. So we are actually 2 trophies out of 2 seasons so far, which is good. We also scored 72 goals and conceded 59, so still looking to strengthen that sort of area of the pitch, and that is purely something I believe, again, has got to be down to the tactics. So it's all about tweaking your tactic until that you find something that you like, or, you know, possibly even switching. You just have to find what's right for every team, because every team's different. We're going to have Moukoko coming in this time as top goal scorer, matching Vardy's 27, and it's going to be James Maddison with 22 assists. Now, goals, as I said, Moukoko with 27, Maddison having one hell of a season, 18 goals, 17 for Barnes, 16 for Daka, 13 for Tielemans, 10 for Ndidi, Iheanacho with 10. In terms of assists, we're going to be looking at 13 for Moukoko, 22 for Maddison, 11 for Barnes, Daka with 4, possibly wanted a few more out of him, 13 for Tielemans, 12 for Ndidi, which is really impressive actually, and it does drop off a little bit. But this is a lot more better because we're seeing few more goals going in from a variety of players, which is exactly what you want. I hate it when there's one player that is getting all of the goals. Granted, Moukoko is getting most of them, as he should. He is a striker. But we have also then got, you know, 18, 17, 16, even 13. So goals are being scored all over the pitch. And we have been given £63 million to spend, so it is nice to see the board are backing us for this third transfer window. And I'm hoping that we can go and constantly keep improving, because that's exactly what is it's what we want to do at the end of the day. And I'm hoping with this money, we can continue to strengthen this team, possibly bring in another midfield player who's good enough to get into the first team again, and just keep strengthening them, really. That is the plan. This is where things take a little bit of a bitter turn, because we actually had Harvey Barnes go to Newcastle, not out of my doing. I wanted to keep him, but he was really unhappy and wanted that move. So we let him go for 72 million. We also then sold Iheanacho to Southampton for 34.5 million, because we don't really need 3 strikers. And also we sold Vestergaard, because he is aging a little bit, to Brentford for £2.5 million. So as you can imagine, we already had quite a hefty transfer budget. Adding this on, considering we had 100% of the revenue, we had a lot of money to spend. So we have got a lot of players to talk through, and I'm going to go in depth with them. I'm going to show you first who we did decide to bring in on this page here. So we brought in Mark Guehi from Crystal Palace for £39 million. We brought in Dwight McNeil for £45 million. Going on to the next page, we also brought in Mattia Viti from Nice for £27.5 million, Curtis Jones from Liverpool for £30 million, and Lacroix from Wolfsburg for £49.5 million. So yes, we have spent, well, look at this, 107 million, 78 million. We have spent a lot of money, but we also sold a lot of players, and we also had that hefty wage or that hefty transfer budget before. So we've not overspent. All we've done is replace what we've lost and also use the transfer budget that we were given. So we'll kick things off with this player here. And the reason I signed him was because, one, I thought the money was there. It was fine. It wasn't too expensive. He's only 24 years of age. The attributes on him in every single aspect, technical, mental, physical, are all what I want to be seeing from a centre-half. And even if this guy doesn't get into the first team, because obviously we have signed another centre-back as well, he is definitely going to be good enough to work his way into the team in the future and also play games in possibly less important ties and cover for defenders when they do get injured. Obviously, a lot of injuries do occur when you play all these games in the Premier League. Now, going over to the player we had to bring in, to be honest. Now, I tried to sign Anthony, Jadon Sancho, just because I'm a United fan, I'm going to be honest. They weren't interested, so we had to turn to Dwight McNeil, who, again, is actually a really good player. Good finishing on him, good passing, very, very rapid as well. 16 pace, 15 acceleration, good agility as well. Only 24 years of age as well, so I keep saying as well a lot, but he genuinely has got a lot of good things going for him. And he's a very similar player, in my opinion. He was like a player who obviously wasn't too hard to get either. He played for Everton. They weren't really going anywhere, so he was very keen on moving to a club like Leicester, who are on the up. We've got to be honest, we are on the up. So getting him in was a really, really good signing. We then go over and sign Mattia Viti, again, another centre-half who is one for the future. So we are slowly looking to, you know, get rid of the older players we've got and bring in some hot, young talent. And that is what we're doing. We brought in this guy again, very similar to the first player I show you in the sense of he might not instantly be in the team, but his attributes are ridiculous for 22. 14 tackling. Again, no, he's not as quick, but he is still very good. And I think this player Can definitely be a player that we are going to see in the Leicester team in the future. I'm not saying in real life, but on this game for sure, because he has got the potential there. And like I said, that is the one thing that I'm really keen on. And that's the one aim, is to replace the aging players with young players. Well, sorry, we then go over, I spoiled that one, to Curtis Jones. And that is going to be a player who I decided to bring in mainly to try and strengthen, not only give an option to the left-hand side, but mainly also for the midfield, because he's a more attacking-minded midfielder than the players we've typically been bringing in. And I think this guy is a really good player, possibly underrated in many aspects. He's not the quickest, but again, it's not really an issue, because I do want to play him actually in a more central area of the park. But you are getting great passing, you're getting good technique, good vision, good work rate, good first touch, good dribbling. He's one of them players which, in my opinion, isn't known obviously for being the most quickest, but he is good on the ball, he weaves in and out, and I think he can honestly be a credit to this team. I think him and Maddison are both going to be very tricky players to defend against, and I've got full confidence this signing will work out. Then go over to what is going to be LaCroix, and again, this player should be getting in the first team right off the bat, because he's a very well-known centre-half, great tackling, very, very quick, reasonably tall as well, and fantastic determination. Only 24 years of age as well, so you are getting a player there for, you know, sort of 8 years, well, about 8 years in him before you look to even offload him. And this guy, again, can improve, so it's always good to sign players. It's my piece of advice to give everyone. Instead of necessarily buying pre-made players all the time, obviously this one is a little bit pre-made because LaCroix already is very developed. Go for the younger players and develop them yourselves, because you build a bond with them and you can really get the best out of them. And this is going to be the team going into the next season. And I have switched to my Spalletti 4-3-3 because I think it does suit the team very well. I'm going to have Maddison playing on the wing, and we're going to have Livakovic, Castagna, Simican, LaCroix, Justin, Tielemans, and Didi, Jones, McNeil, Maddison, and Moukoko. Now that team looks absolutely sensational. I think possibly we're a season off winning the title, couple of seasons maybe, but that midfield, for one, is outrageous, and the attack, in my opinion, is really good as well. And as for the defence, you've got a very, very, very solid left-back and right-back, and two of the best centre-backs you could possibly get on this game. So you've got two good options, a reasonably good keeper as well. I'll say an average keeper, around the 3-star ability mark, but is a lot better than what we had in Danny Ward. So in my opinion, we can cause some issues with this team. So let's get into the next season and hopefully carry on improving. Well, I am shocked as much as you are. We have actually come out and won the Premier League, which I was not expecting. Not expecting at all. Now, yeah, I'm a bit speechless because I was not expecting this to happen as early on. But it is good to see, obviously. We also managed to win the Europa League against Tottenham Hotspur. We scored 89 goals and also conceded 40, which ranking us the second best. So them signings and the tactic change definitely had a massive impact on how we played. It was a lot more attacking, that Spalletti tactic. It's a lot more pressing, a lot more sort of aggressive. So that is probably why, to be honest, we have gone out and scored more goals. But we'll have a quick look at the squad now. We're going to go right into goals. We're going to have 66 from Moukoko, 20 for Maddison, 13 for Tielemans, Jones coming in with 12, 12 coming in for Ndidi, 11 coming in for Dwight McNeil, 9 coming in for LaCroix, Seaworld coming in with 8, 8 coming in for Daka as well. In terms of assists, we've got 33 for Maddison, absolute baller, 28 for McNeil, 13 for Curtis Jones, 12 for Ndidi, 10 for Tielemans, and 9 for Moukoko. And it does drop off a little bit. But I want to do so much. Right. First off, let's have a quick look. Data hub. Team attacking. 2.34 goals a game, which is very, very good, to be honest, scoring over 2 goals. Obviously, we were the best scorers in the league, so I'd say that would be pretty expected that we were having good stats in this area for sure. What about defending? Okay, so over a goal a game conceded, so a lot of the games must have been quite tight, because 1.05 compared to I mean, it's over double, I suppose, so it does make a little bit of sense. What about if we go into, for example, if we go into the Premier Division and go into stats and go into team overall, so overview, sorry. Okay, so most points per game, most goals, most shots, most clean sheet. Oh, that's Chelsea. Why am I talking about myself? Talking about Chelsea like it's me. Most shots for, most points, most goals. Possession, Chelsea. Chelsea had a lot going for them as well. Wow. Best pass completion, most clean sheets. Tottenham with fewest conceded. Bournemouth, most tackles won. Most dribbles with Newcastle. So we had 3 in this. I mean, fair play to us. I'm just a little bit in shock. I wasn't expecting to win it that soon on, to be honest with you. How much money did we get? 90 million. Jesus, we have 90 million to carry on this rebuild as well. So things are definitely going good for us. But no, this is the team that we use, guys. If I go on tactics, it's literally what I put out. Except they've got Jones here and Maddison here, which I believe possibly was the other way round. I believe it was. They've kept the same back line. Ndidi, Tielemans, Maddison, McNeil, Moukoko, Jones. We'll filter it by best 11 again. I did not mean to do that. And let's have a quick look. Best 11. So they are racing it by. Right, we want to do that again. There we go. So this is the best 11 according, obviously, what is going to be the assistant manager. Livakovic, Justin, Simican, Lacroix, Luke Thomas, that's good to see. Seawald, Dewsbury Hall, Tielemans, McNeil, Maddison, and Moukoko. I would argue with that because I think there's a few players who I'd personally rather have in there, but we have left them with such a great team. I mean, look at the options on the bench here. Castagna, Ndidi, Daka, even Sayuncu, Wrench, Jones, Guhai, Somer. Who else have you got? We didn't even discuss Dennis. I mean, we have got VC on the reserves. We have left them with one hell of a team. I mean, this has got to be one of the biggest shock rebuilds I've ever done. I was not expecting to win it. I honestly thought you're looking at 4 to 5 seasons, but we've done it inside of 3. So I think that deserves a like in itself, guys. But that is going to be it for today, guys. That is going to be the rebuild complete. Like I said, a little bit of a shock. We have turned Leicester back into Premier League champions, which was the game. Now, one thing I really am asking you guys to do is please leave a comment below of any other rebuild challenges. It has to be a challenge. So if you want to see your team win a certain trophy, preferably something that's happened in real life football as well. So obviously Leicester won the Premier League. Now they've fallen off. Now I'm bringing them back. So any team that possibly has done that or anything else, whether that be a quadruple winning season, anything like that, do comment below. Please do leave a like on the video because you guys are absolutely killing it at the moment, and do subscribe. We're trying to hit 4K subs before the end of the year. I know it's going to be a big ask, but let's try it. But that's going to be it for me today, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.